Hey, everybody who's on here now. We're going to get started at about 1 o'clock. Just waiting for a few more people to join in. So, if you are on here with your mic on, I would suggest you muting it. Otherwise, we might get some feedback from you. So, we'll be getting started here shortly on the presentation. Thank you again. If you want to invite some folks, please do so. We have a couple of seats still available, so more the merrier. I also wanted to make sure you guys know we are recording this. So if you want to make any comments or you pipe in, if you'll unmute your microphones and want to say anything, just so that it is going to be recorded. You can identify who you are if you want to, or you can stay anonymous. It's up to you. But we'll be getting this started soon. And this is going to be our very first webinar that we're doing about real estate, and we're going to have some more exciting things coming in the near future. So stay tuned for those. Okay, everybody, it is 1 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and, as they say, get this party started. So thank you for being on here for the inaugural webinar from Schulte Realty. And I think most of you know who I am. I'm Linda Schulte. I'm the broker owner of Schulte Realty here. We're located here in Oviedo. But please don't ever forget that at Schulte Realty, we cover Florida like the sunshine. So wherever you're looking for a home in the Central Florida area, whether you're buying or selling or investing, go ahead and reach out to us so we can help you out. So today, as it says here, we're going to be talking about how to sell a home for top dollar and fast. Some people, I mentioned this last night to somebody about if a home's on the market for 7 days or longer, they were like, "Are you kidding me? 7 days?" And I'm like, "Yeah, if it's on the market for more than 4 or 5 days, something's not quite right." So in today's market, we should be seeing things going off the market very quickly. And generally, they're selling for top dollar. And I would say that yes, it's me as the broker, as Schulte Realty, that we are making it all possible. We do have a very hot market, which is a true statement. But I see, as you'll see in this presentation, lots of people trying to sell homes on their own or doing a different route, and they're hoping to get top dollar. And I can prove over and over again that with our systems and processes we use, and people who follow our system, they're selling their houses faster and for more money in this market. So a little bit about Schulte Realty is we are a local brokerage. We're located here in Oviedo and Seminole County, as I mentioned. I do cover all 7 counties. I am a fourth generation real estate agent in the state of Florida. So for over 100 years, Schulte's been selling real estate in the state of Florida. So that's a really great legacy. And I'm very proud to have Schulte Realty as my brokerage name. Actually, today it says here it's over 10 years of real estate experience. So today is actually my 11-year anniversary of being a real estate agent in the state of Florida. So 2011 on May 19th, I passed my test and I was a real estate agent. So here we are 11 years later and on my own brokerage. Having been doing this for so long, also I have a vast network of people and vendors, past clients, a lot of people that I can tap into. So if anybody ever has a question about almost anything, and funny thing is I actually had somebody one time call me and like, we don't know who to call. Our carburetor broke. Who do we call to fix it? I'm like, that has nothing to do with real estate. But you know what? I was here to help out. I got them all set up. The other thing too, if you know much about me personally, and then also about Schulte Realty, I'm very philanthropic. So we do a lot of charities. We give back to the community. It's part of my heart and soul prior to being in real estate, and it has been carried on through my business. And I'm very fortunate to be able to continue to do that. So, all right, well, enough about my brokerage. Let's go ahead and talk about, kind of the things that really help out. We have a system, and it's called the full concierge package. We do have different levels of things, but for the most part, what you're going to want to have is a plenty of pictures online to be able to sell your house faster and for more money. A lot of times we see out there someone's like, just take a picture with my phone, or they bring in their kid who does really good with their iPhone or something like that. Folks, those are not really good professional pictures. And if you think about it, in today's market, you want to be able to put your best foot forward. People do is they shop online, so they're online, they're looking, and if the pictures are terrible and they're not giving a really good representation, they're not going to want to come see your home. So pictures, video, any kind of marketing just to get them to wet their whistle, as you will, to get them to come in and see the home is what you want to do. That's why we do things like up to 100 photographs. We don't sometimes do drone shots of the property. We do walkthrough videos. I started those during the pandemic mainly. I did them before, but then I was doing it even more so with a 3D walkthrough. You could do your own virtual reality in there, but I also did a physical walkthrough, so people can get an idea of what it feels like to walk through the home and before they actually get in there. We also will do floor plans. And one of the things I do offer to them with my top package is a website for the property. And when you do my top level concierge service, I also have the ability to add in there the staging of the home. I also have it fully cleaned and detailed. These are things that are really, really important. We have signage on the front yard. So once you see it online, that's the first step to get to say, hey, come and see my house. And if they're interested, then the consumers are going to do something I call it a drive-by. Don't get scared. I'm not shooting anything, but a drive-by, and they want to see what the curb appeal is like. So that's what's important too, is to make sure your curb appeal looks good, and also what it looks like in the daytime, also what it looks like in the evenings. So, um, one of the things too is that sellers, they mentioned this earlier, that they feel that because this market is so hot, that they can do it on their own. And you know what? I'm not going to say it's not impossible. I mean, you can, and it can work for some folks. But I want you to think about something, is that we as real estate agents who do this every single day, if you get in 25, 50 offers, that is a lot to manage. It's very overwhelming for the consumer. I've heard this time and time again. We got lots of offers in. Now, the other thing is you get in all these great offers, you're going to be like, okay, so which one do I choose? And that's what's good to have a separate person who's not emotionally tied to the house, sitting down and going through everything methodically about what are your best offers out there. We go through a full vetting process. And we do this and making it as smooth, as easy as possible. And one of the things too is we talk about, as I hear people like, oh, so and so, they're going to do it for a lower price, meaning what's their commission they're getting paid. That's great and all well, but that's something you need to watch out for as well, because if somebody's doing it for less money, is that because they can't get any business and that's the only way to get their business? Possibly. But the other thing that I look at is that I do high level customer service and customer care, and you want somebody who's going to be on it every minute of the day for your property to get it sold. So, if they're doing it for a flat fee, they have to have multiple homes that they are trying to sell. And so they're not giving you full and undivided attention. We strive here, I do, and Schulte Realty, we strive to make sure our consumers feel like they're the one and only. And it's like, that's how come we choose to work with only a certain number of buyers and sellers. So that's our full concierge service. We talked about this already, is making the home very attractive. You can see this one picture down here. I'm going to go ahead and go full screen here. So you're going to see this picture right here. It looks like a model home. This was actually a brand new home. And while we didn't need to do a full package of staging, we still had our stager come in and give recommendations and suggestions on what to do, because staging does matter. If you don't, and also just because somebody's an interior designer doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be great at staging a home for a sale. So interior designing is really, it's making it very personalized, where staging is making it not so personalized but more inviting and more pleasant to the consumer. We do everything from staging from the interior of the home to the exterior. We make sure that a lot of if there's any kind of nicks and things like that, we try to get everything prepared and fixed in as little things for a consumer when they come through the home. They want to come in and they want to see a house as being very well maintained. They want to see it's free of odors and smells. And one thing I'm going to mention to you too is that why it's important to have a third party come in, not only a real estate agent, but a real estate agent that comes in with a staging company, is because we're third party. We're not living in the house every single day. I don't know about you, but I know that I've walked into some places and I'm like, hey, do you smell that smell? And they're like, what smell are you talking about? They don't realize that their house might smell like a pet, or it might have a smell of some type of cooking that the person does in the home. Those are not things that are going to be acceptable or pleasant to everybody. So you want to make it as very, we call it vanilla as possible when we're trying to sell a home, but still inviting. We want to have them have a blank canvas so they can see their home. We also like to take the emotion out of it. Everybody says, "Oh, my house is the best thing since sliced bread." We get it. That your house is amazing. We see that, and we're there with you. But we want to make it look even more exceptional. So, one of the things too we like to talk about when you're trying to sell your house for more money and faster is a couple of things that are expensive mistakes that people make while trying to sell a house. One of the things that this is the asking price. And again, we just talked about prices of a home. If you think your home is so much better than everybody else's, you know what? It might be, but this is the thing, is that we actually have to find out a way to convey that message to the consumers. And if it's to the consumers, we also have to be able to convey it to the real estate agent as well, and they're working with a buyer's agent. So this is why it's important to work with a real estate agent, so that it's not done off of emotion. It's more so done off of value, of market value. The other thing too is failing to showcase the home. I go out and I work with a lot of buyers, and I will tell you, I walk into houses and sometimes I walk through and think, did they actually know they were trying to sell their home? So these are some things that you don't want any buyers or other agents to say about your home. You want them to walk in and go, "Wow, this house is amazing. It's clean. It's smells good. It's in good shape." Those are things that are going to put you out in the forefront, because in today's market, I have to tell you, some folks are just tossing homes on the market, and they have this mentality: everything is selling. And I'm going to tell you that is not a true statement, because I do work with buyers that walk in and they're not buying some of the homes that are priced well. One of the other mistakes a lot of people get, I hear this all the time. Okay, that house across the street sold for 500. Well, I put $200,000 in flooring and cabinets in my house, so therefore mine needs to sell for 700. That's not a true statement. That is not how it all works out with the pricing of the home. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you've done a modification to your home that is absolutely a value that somebody will come and want to pay extra for, that some other homes don't have. So you might have already, I don't know, created a game room in the home and have all the games set up in the game room. The other houses in the neighborhood don't have that. That's something someone will walk in and say, "Hey, I don't have to do that, so therefore I'm going to pay more for this home." So every home is unique. Every situation is different. And that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on here at Schulte Realty is that we do look at every home as a unique possibility of what we can bring to the table and what that home has to offer to people. The other one is choosing the wrong agent or choosing an agent for the wrong reasons. I know that sounds kind of interesting, but I'm not saying, oh my gosh, you only have to choose Schulte Realty or Linda Schulte. I don't care which agent you use to sell or buy a home with. I just want to make sure you're with the right person and the person who's going to be doing the right thing for you as an individual. Not every agent's set to be every buyer or seller's real estate agent. And I said on here, the agent choosing an agent for the wrong reason because it's your sister, your brother, your mother's aunts, not uncles, sisters, relative, next door neighbor. Those are not reasons to choose somebody. You want to choose somebody who's going to have your best interest at heart. They're going to fight for you when you need that. They're going to do the things. They've got the knowledge and the know-how for when somebody zigs, you know how to zag. If there's some kind of obstacle that comes up. One of the other things too, even I see this with working with other real estate agents and other houses on the market, is knowing your legal rights and obligations. So contracts are made for us as real estate agents to use. They're made by the Florida attorneys. They're created for us to use, and they are a legal binding contract. So we have to, something comes up in the contract, you're like, hey, do I have to leave my Ring doorbell, for instance? We have to know whether or not that's on the contract, what's your obligations per the contract. And some things are ambiguous, so we have to be able to analyze if you need to get out of a contract for whatever reason, what are your rights. But one of the main things is that people need to know what they have to tell us about the property, any latent defects. So don't think if you don't tell us, we're not going to find out, such as your septic tank was cracked at one time. We can find that out after the sale, and you can be in a lot of trouble. So I want to make sure that you disclose, you disclose, you disclose. So selling your house quickly is important is when you start to market it. Everybody wants to know what's the newest and greatest and best thing out there. What's the newest and greatest best thing out there is that home that's hitting the market. You know that we have probably still less than a month of inventory. And just a quick explanation, a normal market where it's balanced is 6 months. So we do have a great deal of scarcity in the homes available. So when something comes on the market, believe me, there's lots of homes available for sale. Why are they not selling? It's because they're not really up to par with people are looking for, or they're overpriced, or some other things. So when a home hits the market, you want somebody who's going to hit it, and it's going to be out there like, wow, this is the greatest thing. And that gets a lot of attention. And we usually get that all within the first 3 days on the market. Also, one of the things that I do is I do market reports and concierge services for my buyers. So that if they're looking for the buyer's agency, but when I do a listing, I make sure they have everything they need in order to make a wise decision so that there's no hiccups during the process. And as I mentioned before, our current market has an inventory shortage that is crazy. And this is why we're able to get higher prices, much higher than we would anticipate or expect. One of the things also to find out about how much your house is worth, it's a free service that I do actually. And I also have a new system in place, and it's through a company called HomeBot. You can actually go online. You don't have to talk to me if you don't want to. Who wouldn't want to talk to me? But you can go online and you can put in your information, and then it'll give you a market analysis of what your home might be worth. Now, mind you, I'm going to put on the other screen here. Mind you, when they do this, this is all an algorithm. An algorithm is what Zillow uses when they're giving you a price of your home. So when you go on, like, well, Zillow says my house is worth 500,000, but we go in and we do a true market analysis, almost to the level of doing an appraisal. And we're like, well, it's not really worth 500. It's actually worth 550. And in today's market, we might get you 590. Or conversely, it says it's worth 500, but because your roof is missing, it might be worth 400. So that's just kind of a guide and a point to go with. But if you really want to find out what your home is truly worth, definitely contact a real estate professional. Contact me. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have on this. So We can do it over the phone. You can come to my office. We can meet at a coffee shop, whatever you would like to do. If you'd like more information about HomeBot, please go ahead and give me a call, and I can send you the information. Here's all my contact information. Let me go ahead and put that out there in front of you. You can reach me at realtorlindaschulte@gmail.com. My phone number at 407-721-0611. There's my website. And if you want to have any questions about buying or selling or investing, please give me a call. Also, just want to let you know this is the first of several that we're going to be doing. We'll be doing some from the buyer side. We'll also be talking in the future about solar panels, whether or not to get inspection done pre listing or not. So we have lots of great things that are going to be happening. So I was trying to keep this to 20 minutes, and here I am about a little over 20 minutes here. And on that note, I wanted to thank everybody for joining, and I hope you got some good information. I went briefly over a lot of items, but if you want some detailed information, make sure you're reaching out to me. All my information is running across the screen here, but here is my information again. So take a screenshot of that or get in touch with me and you can pass this on to whoever you need. All right, on that note, I want to say thank you guys and have a great day. And thanks for joining in on my very first of many webinars. Bye, everybody.